Hello to the Yellow Couch family. I hope you're all doing well today. We've got an amazing guest here today, none other than Joseph Waziri. On popular demand, we've had so many people commenting and saying we want Joseph. So here he is, Joseph Waziri, Head of Tax from Vodacom, Tanzania PLC. How are you today?
I'm all right.
Welcome.
Thank you, Joshua.
It's an honor to have you here. And as I said, the crowd has spoken. So we've made it happen.
Thank you, Joshua. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. And I think the crowd spoke and asked for you because of who you are. And I wanted to start exactly there. Your values, and you're famous for your Monday motivation.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of our viewers also see your Monday motivation. Let's go right into it. Where did that come from? And how does that align to your values as a person?
As a person, first of all, I'm a devoted Christian.
Yeah.
So integrity, ethics, they are very things that are very close to my heart. And my Monday motivation is very close to my heart. That's why I've been doing it for about 8 years now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it came from where I grew up. You know, my mom raised me to be a very optimistic person. Mm-hmm. You know, my mom never looked at people from a negative perspective. And that's how she raised me. She taught me how to be confident. She taught me how to be optimistic in life. And that's why I thought through the Monday Motivation platform, I should use it to inspire people and encourage them and share positive messages. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So your Monday motivation, you basically share experience just
Yes.
from your life.
Yes.
So can you share something? I mean, what's coming up next week? What can we expect you to be sharing? What's happened recently that you would like to share with our community?
I think a lot of things are happening, but what I normally do, like every Sunday, I'll sit down and then I'll think about, okay, what can I share? Which story is going to resonate with my people? So I don't really have a specific story that I know, okay, this one I'm going to share. But every Sunday evening, I just think of something and then I share my audience. Yeah.
And they're all real. They're things that have happened to you in that week.
Yes, there are things that have happened to me.
Yeah.
It could be in that week. It could be a few weeks ago. They have happened to me, or they have happened to people that I know in my network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is like sort of inspiring people. And a lot of people read your stories and are like, wow, that helped me today.
Yeah.
Where does this urge to sort of support and help? I mean, a lot of people don't have the courage to post online and share their stories like that. So, how do you start such a drive and motion?
I think one day I was in Nairobi. I was attending the yearly leadership, the one that started by Obama. Mm-hmm. And then one of the facilitators, he was teaching us about how do you know about your purpose in life. Mm-hmm. So what he did is he had these, he calls them 5 whys. So he would ask you, why do you want to be successful? And then he'll tell him, oh, maybe because I want to become a CEO. Why don't you become a CEO? Mm-hmm. So he'll go all the way down until you reach to that answer that is actually not in relation to material things. Mm-hmm. And when even you yourself, when you ask yourself enough whys, why is this, you reach to a point where the answer to that last why is nothing to do with materialism, has nothing to do with the corporate ladder. It is something that very close to your purpose. And for me, I realized that the answer to my last why was, I was born to inspire others to be the best they can be. Mm-hmm. And from that moment, I realized that this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And Monday Motivation is one of the platforms that I can really use just to encourage others and inspire them to become the best they can be. That's why I share my own personal stories. I also share the stories of people within my network. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my favorite ones, actually, I think, did you choose 2 students to mentor? I think you posted like, that's amazing. How was that? And did people reach out to you for mentorship?
Yeah, they did. Actually, that was my birthday.
Yeah.
So I decided, you know what, for this birthday, for this year, my birthday is 31st of August. Yeah. I decided, you know what, let me give free mentorship to 2 young graduates who have been struggling to get a job for more than 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I posted on LinkedIn. I had a lot of applications. Mm-hmm. I picked the 2, and we started training them. One of them is into IT space, and because that's not my profession, so I linked that to one of my IT friends, few of my IT friends, and they have coached her. She did several interviews, and surprisingly, I'm so happy to say that all of them are now employed.
Yeah.
You know, the coaching was supposed to be for 3 months, but now all of them are employed before even the coaching ends, because
Since
the coaching
August.
ends in December. No, the coaching was supposed to start in October up to December.
Wow.
But they're all employed in November. So I'm really happy for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So 2 months of coaching
Yes.
with Joseph. Are you listening, guys? If you're looking for work, 2 months of coaching with Joseph and you're guaranteed a job. No.
But I'm really happy for them, and I wish them all the best.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier, and you were letting me know your journey of how you entered into the working environment. So you were one of those lucky people who went straight into a graduate program, right?
Yes.
How was that, and how did you manage to move straight out of school and into employment?
I think I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God, because when I graduated, I was employed straight from school by 2 firms. 2 firms wanted to have me on board, and I chose one. I chose PwC.
Yeah.
So after graduating from Zumbe, I joined PwC. I worked for PwC, for like 3 years, and then they seconded me to South Africa, PwC South Africa, for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I came back to PwC. I did few years, and then I moved to another company.
What was it like working abroad for such a multinational organization? Being in South Africa must have been exciting so early in your career.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
Yeah.
It was very exciting. I really enjoyed South Africa. You know, I was in Johannesburg. One of the interesting things about Joburg is Johannesburg is very developed, but it's not as fast. So you get to work a lot, but you get to enjoy life at the same time. So it's quite an interesting mix compared to other developed economies where life is a bit faster, you know. So it was really good. I was working with different nationalities. In our team, we had about maybe around 6 to 7 nationalities.
Wow.
So it's quite interesting. You work for people from different cultures. People have different beliefs and ways of thinking. So it was such a good opportunity for me to get exposure in working in such a diversified organization. Yeah.
And then you moved back to Tanzania?
Yes, I'm back to Tanzania in 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people who would have gone abroad would have said, I'm staying. Like, what drove you to come back to the home country?
At that time, of course, one of the reasons that I decided to come back is I was in love. I was dating, and so I had plans to get married.
Yeah.
So and settle here in Tanzania. So I came back. I worked there for a few years, and then I got married. And yeah, so I think it was a compelling reason for coming back to Tanzania.
Yeah, that is a very compelling reason. Okay, so it sounds like you're married. You've got a family.
Yes, I'm married to a beautiful wife. And I have 2 boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing to prepare your boys for the future of work and the digitization that we're heading into?
I try to involve them in everything, although they are still young. The first one is 6 years old, the second one is 3 years. But I really try to involve them a lot. Whenever I go to different places, I'll go with them. I'll explain to them about things so that they start reasoning. And I also sometimes take them to classes, like this weekend classes where they do science. Sometimes they do IT, learn about technology. So I try to expose them as much as I can, especially when they're on leave. Yeah, and I've also taken them to a good school where they're getting the right education. Yeah.
I was talking to some parents recently, and they were like, "Oh, my children, they're just obsessed with YouTube. Hataki kwenda kazi, hataki kwenda shuleni." And a lot of parents now are a bit worried about the next generation who want to live this online life. What's your opinion on this? Are your kids going to have to go to traditional university, everything, or are you going to allow them to take a different route, become a YouTube star?
I'm open. I'm open to, as long as whatever they do is something that that is right. You know, I'm open for them to take whichever direction, as long as it's the right thing to do. Because for me, I've realized that as you grow in your career, you reach a point where it's about whether you love what you do or not. It's no longer about being paid and do something. So I want them to, if possible, to pick that up as soon as possible, because most people pick it up at a later stage in their career.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking back to direction and coming back to you, so currently head of tax at Vodacom, and as we all know, tax plays such a huge role in our society. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the importance of tax in the development of Tanzania.
Tax is very important because if you look at our budget for Tanzania, a huge portion of it comes from the tax revenue. And that clearly shows that when citizens and non-citizens pay tax, they contribute to the development of the countries. So it is indeed very important. But there needs to be more awareness and more education about the importance of tax, yeah, in order to increase compliance in country.
Now, it's one thing being a multinational like Vodacom and being compliant with tax, but I know a lot of young entrepreneurs, and I'm talking people with smaller businesses, a shop, a lot of them struggle to understand the tax system, to do the filing. What's your opinion on this? How can young businesses maintain tax compliance in the infancy of their business?
I think the best way to do that, I call the government to consider having a different tax regime for smaller businesses, for entrepreneurs and smaller businesses, because you cannot compare a multinational that can afford to pay tax consultants, the best tax consultants. They can afford to have departments, of different types of accountants to take care of different areas of the business. So it is important to have simplicity in tax compliance. For me, the way it can be done is for the government to consider having only few taxes, maybe 3 maximum, or 2, that will be paid by smaller businesses. Yeah, I think that will be easier for people to comply, and it will be also not expensive for them.
Yeah. And recently we've also seen the tax system going down a digital route as well. I think this has impacted majorly the ability for companies to be compliant. Yeah. So did you always know you would be involved in such a role in tax? Because at PwC you were a tax consultant, you've always been doing tax. Then you went to Helios Towers, now Vodacom. Was this written in the stars? Was it planned?
No, it was not planned.
No.
It was not planned. It was a good accident.
Yeah.
When I graduated and I was completing the form for joining PwC, I was supposed to choose between three line of services. So there was tax, auditing, and advisory. And I just felt like choosing tax, and I enjoyed it. So it was a good accident. Yeah, I didn't know I would do tax before. I had other aspirations.
That's crazy. So the choice you made, 10 or 12 years ago, where you circled tax, has now taken you and sort of controlled the next 10 years of your life. That's crazy. Okay, so if we move back now to you and your aspiring nature to impact society now, what's in your future? You talked about your core value there and purpose. So what is your core purpose and how are you going to achieve it?
My core purpose, as I told you, is to really look for opportunities and assist others or encourage others to become the best they can be. And one of the things that I really want to do is, and to spend more time as I grow in my career, is to empower young men. I've looked at the society. I've been invited to several events where I'll speak to young girls about different topics. And I've noted that the African child, the boy child is actually ignored. The girl child gets a lot of support, and I think at some point we might create an imbalance in the future, and then we'll have now to reverse it. So for me, I see the importance of me spending my time and whatever opportunity God has given me to empower and inspire the boy child.
Okay, so this is a different approach now, because as you said, a lot of people are looking to empower the girl child. Some people might counter you and say the boy child is already spoiled. The boy child already has everything laid out. Why are we now focusing on them again?
I think it's important because in this world we don't work separately. We have business partners, female and males. We get married to our sisters and our ladies. So we need to work. We need to find a way to work together and make the world a better place. So if this one is empowered and this one is not equally empowered, there's going to create a problem. Our ladies will now start complaining probably and say, okay, maybe I don't know, my partner is not matching up, my husband is not matching up, my boyfriend is not matching up. So it's important for us to focus on both. I think where the society is, it's important that we do both. Yes, let's keep empowering the girl child, but let's not forget the boy child.
So can you explain a bit further what you mean by empowering the boy child, and what do you intend to do? How do you intend to help the boy child?
I intend to start like a program where there'll be like a camp a program will be like 1 year, where I will recruit like young men, and then they'll go through different programs like leadership, how to have confidence, how to have the right mindset, and then also use my network to sort of expose them, like the way I did for the two girls who I was coaching for the 3 months. So I'll just link them to the right people. And one thing I've noted, Joshua, is a lot of people are willing to help. Whenever you say, guys, there are these young men or young girls that I'm really coaching, maybe they want to learn more about IT. A lot of people are really willing to help. So that is the kind of program that I'm planning to start. I like what I saw the other day when Miranda posted. There was a girl, I think, who was acting as a CEO for Empower. She was acting like for a week or something. Things like that. Just creating those opportunities where we're going to also empower the boy child.
Yeah. Do you feel that our youth or young people or the future generation, as we say, future leaders, do you think they've got a tough task ahead of them? And how do you compare it with what you've been through and the challenges you've done coming up in your career as well?
I think one thing that I have noted is the current generation, they really want quick results. They don't really appreciate being patient and working hard for several years to build something. So it is important for us to explain to them about that. I coach a number of young people, and when I talk to them, at work and outside work, they tell me, someone has just waited for 1 year and it's like, Joseph, I feel like I'm not making an impact. I feel like I'm not growing here at Vodacom. While you have just stayed for 1 year, it takes time to go through that learning curve and build. So I've done tax for probably about 12 years and I'm still learning. So it takes time to become a specialist or to become an expert in something. That's one thing that they need to appreciate.
How do you coach people who are like that? Like, I want to move, I want to grow. How do you calm them down and make them patient?
I think the best way is, first of all, is to know what they are passionate about and to advise them to do that. Because if they are not passionate about what they do, then it's going to be challenging. For them to be focused and to put in the hard work.
Now another thing that I've noticed, a lot of people need coaching or mentoring. I know they're different, but a lot of people need coaching or mentoring. But I think for a lot of people, it's a struggle to approach someone and ask to be coached or mentored or ask for help. Any tricks or tips there that can help young people to identify a mentor or coach? Reach out to them? How should they reach out? What's the best way to reach out to someone, and how should it be structured?
I think the best way is to, first of all, you need to know which area you want to be mentored on. Which specific area. Is it, do you need personal development? Do you need confidence? Do you need to be better at public speaking? You need to understand which specific area that you want mentorship, and then from there you can look for a person who you can clearly see is demonstrating excellency or is doing better on that particular area. And then you can ask them. Young men, young people, young girls, they should not be scared to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, you just ask. The worst that can happen is, no, I'm too busy. Then you go to the next person. Yeah.
It's some of the best advice I've ever got. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. And how about yourself? On the flip side, for people, there's also a lot of people who are like, I'm ready to mentor, I'm ready to coach.
Yeah.
But if no one approaches them, you also end up in a position where you're not coaching. So should people be reaching out and identifying people to coach and mentor, or is it, which way should it be?
I think it should be both ways.
Yeah.
There are people who approach me, and then I also sometimes, like I shared on my birthday, that I'm willing to accept two mentees, for 3 months. So it should be both ways, because for us who have worked here for a few years, I think it's important for us to be a blessing, to give back to the society. And one of the ways we can give back is to share our time and our exposure and our experience and our network. And that can be better shared through mentorship or coaching.
Yeah. And it costs you nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. In fact, it feels very good to see someone growing because you are supporting them. Yeah.
And you support them today, and probably in 10 years' time they might support you when they've grown. And
absolutely. Or we're just happy to see them growing.
Yeah. Okay, so any words of wisdom for our future generation? What if you were to take all of your experience in your career and sort of package it nicely for someone who's just at the beginning of their career, what would it be?
I would say it's very important to know to have goals, to write them down. Don't just have vague goals. It's important to know what you want and write them down. Even if you are not so sure, just write it down. Number one, it keeps you focused and you stay committed. And also, another important thing is always try to look for people who keep you accountable. You know, don't just have goals. Not everyone has self-discipline, and therefore it's important to look for someone who will keep you accountable. Maybe you want to be better at public speaking, then you can talk to someone and tell them to give you feedback whenever you speak in public. You know, or someone to push and encourage to take advantage of such opportunities. And also network. Whenever you get an opportunity to go to a birthday party or to go to a wedding, just go, just meet new people, talk, get to know people. And last is be generous. There's a lot of secret in becoming generous. You will be blessed, and yeah.
I like that, and there's something so key you said there, write it down.
Yeah.
And I only recently did this for the first time.
Oh, okay.
And I realized the powers of writing, you know?
Yeah.
But you said write things down, that's planning. And then another key one you mentioned, feedback.
Yeah.
How do you get feedback on yourself in your career? So you're giving a lot, but someone must be giving you feedback, right? How do you do that?
I talk to, like for example, at Vodacom, I talk to my line manager, my boss. Yeah, and we have regular meetings, and I ask him, how am I doing? And he gives me feedback. Joseph, you need to work on this area. You are good at this and that, but maybe there's an improvement on this particular area. Yeah, and I'm open for feedback.
Does the feedback hurt sometimes?
Yes, it hurts whenever it's critical. When someone criticizes you, it does hurt, but it's good for me. Yeah, because that's the only way I can grow. Yeah.
And then the third one you mentioned there, network.
Yeah.
Mingle, meet new people.
Yeah.
What do you actively do to ensure you're well networked?
I sometimes subscribe to different organizations. I used to be a member of South African Business Forum for some time.
Okay.
I've not gone there for some time because of work. So I make sure that I'm part of such kind of organizations where you have like regular meetings. Yeah. So, and I'm also part of entrepreneurs organizations, where we have regular meetings and learn from each other, you know, about different things in life. So I'm part of different organizations, and I try to attend some events to just meet new people. And I always talk to that next person on the plane or in the bus. Yeah.
You're open to that.
I'm open to that. Yeah.
You don't have your headphones on?
No, I don't. I talk to strangers quite a bit, and I've made a lot of great friends to do that.
Yeah. Keep contact, and do you follow up and meet those individuals?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So our next section is what we call our trivia section. So I'll just ask a few spitfire questions if you can just share with us quickly. So what's your favorite color?
Red.
Okay, aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you watch football?
No.
No?
Only World Cup. Yeah.
Okay. What do you do for exercise and recreation?
I do cardio workout on a rebounder. The rebounder is a fitness trampoline.
Okay.
Yeah.
A trampoline.
Yeah.
So you jump and do flips and
jump.
stuff?
No. I don't do flips, but I jump and do weights.
Yeah.
Yeah. A rebounder is the one for adults, not for young people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not for children.
Okay. Nice. What time do you wake up in the morning? 6.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do?
The first thing I do is I thank God for about 5 things that are important in my life. Yeah.
Which is your favorite social media platform?
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like the scrolling?
Not really, but because I share my positive messages and moments with my friends. Yeah, so I use it for both. Yeah.
What is a hidden talent that you have that not many people will know?
A hidden talent, that's an interesting one.
What's your party trick?
I think a lot of people know about a lot of things because I share a lot about my story. So I don't think there's a hidden talent that I have not sent it out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You let everything out, share it all.
Yeah. Most of the things I think people would know them because I like to share my story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Final question. Who has been your greatest influence and why?
My mom has been a number of people have been great influences. My mom is number one because she taught me how to be confident. She taught me to be optimistic in life, and that's why I look at life positively most of the time. Yeah, my father also taught me the importance of providing for your family. You know, when I was young, when I went from secondary school, actually people thought I come from a well-off family, but I was not. It's just because of the way I was dressed at home. So my father used to really do a lot, work hard and take care of us. So someone will look at us and will think maybe our family is very rich or something, but we were not. It's just because my father gave a lot to take care of his family, and that is inspiring for me. And also I've worked with amazing bosses. At PwC I met a visionary leader who really taught me the importance of looking at that long-term vision as you work a lot on your short-term and medium-term goals. I think for me that was great. And a lot of other amazing people that I've met.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you have it, guys. Joseph Waziri, a true family man, a person on a positive mission to positively influence society and help others. It's been fantastic having you on the couch.
Thank you, Joshua.
For those of you who watch us every week, please continue to comment, share, and subscribe to the Yellow Couch channel. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.